BS you. They're gonna try to go to semi-related rabbit trails. So you got to make them focus, be simple, and you got to keep in the back of the mind that they're not. If you present the argument perfectly, it wouldn't matter because they don't care. The Phil Bro type is just trying to get a gotcha or
or they're just going to try to verbally bamboozle you to muddy the waters.
Exactly.
That's what they do. Yeah. I mean, when he came in, it was pretty evident. I was like, okay, you can say all of the philosophy speak you want, but the truth of the matter is that you have no way to ground or justify belief in any fact. I don't care how intelligent you are. That's just the case here. Is God is necessary.
All right, here's what you want to do. Here's what always want to keep in mind. Okay. Van Til likes to speak of antithesis on many things. Sometimes too much, but it's most of the time it's good. You want to point out to them in the Christian worldview, God reveals himself in creation and through Jesus Christ, codified in the Bible. Now, that worldview is not shrouded in ultimate mystery. But when you reject that, you're then going to be invoking propositions that are shrouded in ultimate mystery. So you just ask them a question. Is your world shrouded in ultimate mystery? Do you have a single causal first principle that has revealed itself that actualizes everything in the world? Now, you can put it into your own words, okay? Or just simply say, is your world shrouded in ultimate mystery?
Right. Well, they definitely like to pride themselves in that they're very smart, right? So they try to treat you as if, hey, look, you're not as smart as I am, so you're missing something here.
They take orgasmic delight in obfuscating.
Absolutely.
What the guys
yeah.
I presented 3 options. I can't remember what the 3 options were. And he goes, I reject that. I think there's more options. And I go, what's the other option? And he goes, well, just because I say there's another option doesn't mean I have to defend that there's another option. That's what he says.
Peterson said that to you?
No. One of the Phil Bro that I talked about.
They're fools.
Yeah.
What they do is the Phil Bros, listen to me. The Phil Bros aren't actually debating against you. What they're doing is they're invoking in philosophy-speak and verbally diversionary tactics in order to cloud the issue and obfuscate and stall, dodge, and delay.
That's not true. If I say something's like a dichotomy and you say, well, no, that's a false dichotomy, well, now the burden is upon you to present the third option.
Yeah, you have to show why there's a third or only one option.
Right. So wouldn't that be applied to, like, if I show there's a trilemma and he goes, no, that's not a trilemma. Well, he's going to have to show another option, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to either show that there's a fourth option or only 2 options.
Exactly. Okay, there we go.
So don't get discouraged because there's a number of these people floating around, and they're despicable people because they're deliberately trying to engage in obfuscation through nomenclature dropping. Okay, I call it stagnation to stalemate. Stagnate to stalemate. They want to stagnate the interaction or the dispute through bringing in obfuscation, trying to confuse you so that the interaction ends in a stalemate. They consider stalemate victory.
I mean, I look at this and I just go, what is the ultimate? I understand it's almost like a form of like spiritual warfare, right? Because you have these people that are highly educated. I won't call them dumb at any point, but they're using this intelligence to try to lead people astray from the truth by their intelligence. They know that they're smart and they know that they can.
They're trying to confuse you through dropping philosophical ideas and nomenclature. They're not trying to get down to brass tacks. Right. See, what you'll find is that when you're dealing with people that are bona fide professors of philosophy and they're used to teaching students, and because they have a reputation to protect, they typically don't engage in the verbal obfuscation. Okay, like the Philoso Bros do, right?
I noticed that, and I can tell that that's exactly. So sometimes I won't even I just won't even engage with them, because honestly it's just
they're fundamentally the Philoso Bros they are fundamentally dishonest. And I know this from 14 years of experience. They will rabbit trail you to death.
Well, I don't care your level of IQ. This doesn't mean that because you're extremely intelligent that you're somehow not able to be mentally deranged.
You have to practice focusing. And focusing is not allowing them to rabbit trail away from the central point. Since you're
thank you so much.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I've mastered it, but I've learned you have to focus like a laser beam as to what your task is. You recapitulate the revelation of God, and upon rejection, they're making a worldview counterclaim, which they're going to have to defend. Romans 1 says they are without a defense. So whatever they say will be a figment of their imagination.
Yep. Well, Darth, thank you so much. I appreciate you always helping me along this journey that I'm on, and Precept you too. So I appreciate you guys.
Don't get discouraged. These people are fundamentally deceptive.
Yeah, I do. Both of you guys, I do find your time to be extremely valuable. So thank you for giving a portion of your time to be able to
no problem.
Me a little bit.
No problem.
So
do you have
thank you guys.
Okay, hold on a second. If you go into the Bonson folder and you go into the Objective Proof for Christianity folder, there's the PDF of my version that's highlighted. And if you look at the end of the title of the book, it should say either highlighted or highlighting at the end of it, and that's the version. Okay, and the highlighted version should be many megabytes, because what I had to do was I had to take the electronic version and I had to convert it to images and then run it through optical character recognition, because the highlighting and the underline feature was not working properly on the original electronic PDF format. So I had to output it as an image and then optical character recognize it. So it should be, probably anywhere from 50, maybe 70 megabytes in size. But the tail end of the title should say either highlighted or highlighting.
I was going to ask you, do you have a book that you would suggest? Because I started reading some of the book by Mullins on time that you like. Is there anything that I should maybe look at prior? Because that seemed like a pretty advanced book.
What book did you read?
I haven't fully read it. I've literally just started getting to like the first couple pages.
It's book?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm having a brain fart.
Is it The End of the Timeless God?
No, it is. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart on the title of it.
Is it a paper or a book?
It's a book. I would have to look and get back to you. I just can't remember the exact title right now for some reason, but I started it and it seems a little like.
Wait a minute. Is it a book by Ryan?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But the name on it is R. something T. Mullen, so I'm not sure if I have the right book or not. But it also has to deal with time, so I'm not sure if his name, he has like a middle name, and then
his books are about time. His books are in time.
Yeah, this book is about time.
Yeah, I would. Well, first of all, I think you're going to be. He has 2 published books on time. One is God, the divine time maker to divine watchmaker. Okay, that book is probably going to be overwhelming for you at this point, as well as the End of the Timeless God. What I would recommend that you do that'll make it easier for you is he has a couple of papers on time. If you go to his website, he has a link to. He has like 3 or 4 papers on time. Okay, and that'll give you the distilled essence that it will not be discouraging reading through that. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
sorry. I
would
think
read
I had
those
maybe a
papers
little
on
bit of a
time.
lag.
And if you have any questions about his view on time, just come and ask me, and I could probably get you up to speed much faster than trying to slog through those two books, because both of them are not, they're not an easy read.
Time is pretty difficult to think about thing, so it's it's a difficult topic.
So basically, most people define time as an abstraction. It's a relationship between events. That's called the relational view of time. Mullins holds to the identification view of time, that time is to be identified with an aspect of God's nature. So the life of God before creation represents the first moment, a moment that doesn't begin. And from that first moment, the life of God, he brings into existence all subsequent moments. Okay, so time is to be identified as an aspect of God's nature.
Okay. All right. So that's good. That'll definitely help out a lot. So, but I gotta get going, guys. Thank you so much for having me, Darth, Precept, Egyptian. Everybody have a good day.
Wish you will.
Yeah, I'm still trying to finish. I was still reading his Mullins' latest book on time, trying to finish that. I got to get done with it.
2 papers. I mean, that time stuff, it's pretty dense. I think it's hard to understand.
Yeah, that's why I recommend people not go through the 2 books on time. It's too weighty, read the paper. I would tell people to read the papers on time. Those are really good.
I feel like if someone tries to bring up time in a debate to show a contradiction, we can just say like, well, time isn't really like. I don't think it's something you can appeal to.
Just ask him this. Ask him this: Is time a natured entity?
Because it's debated what time is. So
99% of the people you're going to run into don't have the foggiest idea of how to explain time. All right. So they're going to talk about time as though it was a dimension or a realm. But what they really are thinking is that time is the relationship between events. Okay? That's why Mullins asked the question about time being a natured entity.
He says when you take time being a relationship between events, there's a problem, because then when we think about the first event, there's no time until there's 2 events.
That's right. So you're having an event happening out independent or excluded from time. And so that's the problem.
I have a question for you. When atheists bring up these types of things like time and all of that, right? Can't we just appeal to mystery?
You could. Matt Slick does that.
Yeah, I don't need to like.
You could just simply say, time. You could respond. I'm not saying I'll do this, but if you feel that you're not experienced enough, just say time is a very controversial concept. Okay. And so other than using time in a colloquial fashion, which is fine, if somebody, time is used in all different nuances in human communication, and that's fine, because we're not trying to be absolutely metaphysically precise.
Exactly.
In these conversations. So if somebody is using the word time that doesn't fit, let's say, Ryan Mullins' definition of time, I don't care. It doesn't bother me, because it's just a colloquial usage, right? But if we're going to get into the boxing ring and have a metaphysical dispute, and they're going to bring up time, they better be prepared, to bring a cogent explanation as to what time is.